Good morning, Alex Belding with another episode of Build a Business Bod, and we're running in a cloudy, kind of cool day here in Colorado, but today we're going to talk about sacrifice. You know, the things that we have to do to get fit, to start, run, and maintain a business, and ultimately get that fit business bod we all aspire to. So come along with me on today's run. So if you've listened to enough business coaches or speeches on what it takes to be successful in business, the topic of sacrifice will come up frequently, let's put it that way. But the way I see it, there's a misunderstanding of sacrifice, and it seems to be equated to a very internalized view of what that is, meaning, you know, the rest of the world won't understand. You have to power through it. You know, sure, there's going to be the sacrifices that are economic or social, but for the most part, you know, the entrepreneur is in the right and understanding and all that jazz. And that kind of mentality leads to, I mean, you hear it all the time, it's like a badge of honor, you know. Oh, I've had X number of businesses that failed and even more marriages that failed. And, you know, from my perspective as an entrepreneur in the thick of raising a first kid and, you know, about to celebrate 5 years of marriage, I hate that. I really hate that mentality. So let's talk about sacrifice in a much healthier way today. And we're going to equate it to time again, which is what all of those folks are really discussing anyway. But let's talk about time in a little bit more of an externalized view, the world around us. Because so many times as an entrepreneur, we get wrapped up in our own thoughts and our own objectives and goals and activities that we forget we affect the world around us. And so how does this relate to fitness? Well, the same is true for those of us living active and fit lifestyles. We have to sacrifice time, but we also have to be aware that we have families, that there's stuff going on, you know, and we cannot always be working out, as much as that might be a desire or a goal. And so how do we do that? Well, in my opinion, what really changed my life is when I started to realize that working out was personal time. It's not working out time. In other words, if I was going to spend, you know, a half hour in the morning drinking a cup of coffee and reading The Economist and really spending some personal time, that was eating into fitness time. And as much as I wanted to do both, sometimes you can't. And so you have to pick and choose your battles and sacrifice. And so how does that equate to business? Well, all of us want to be on all the time, checking business email all the time, getting on the phone whenever it's, you know, I mean, if you're customer centric, and I have done this to my wife. Sorry, honey, need to pause dinner right now. And, oh, there goes a deer. Need to pause dinner right now and get on the phone. And if you do that every once in a while, occasionally, that's okay. But if it becomes, you know, what you do all the time, that's not okay. And so learning how to sacrifice that personal time, the time that is strictly in your mind set aside for you, and have that become business time, will give your business more results. You'll be spending more time on it, and it will help you to refocus your energy and have a better understanding of what it is that you're doing. And you can make business time fun, just like when I was first getting really into fitness. You know, you had to make fitness fun, and you have to make it not just an additional piece of time in your daily calendar, but you have to make it personal time, time that you are sacrificing from yourself. And if you can view it that way, instead of nobody understands, you know, this is super important and get out of my way, I'm going to sacrifice you, you're going to have a bad time with your business. But if you view it as placing yourself, your time on the altar and sacrificing that, A, you avoid burnout, and B, when you do need to pay attention to your friends, to your family, to your house, you're not sacrificing that time first. And if you do need to sacrifice that time, the constituency that's connected to it, your spouse, your children, your best friend, at least they see you in a daily capacity sacrificing the rest of your time that's personal and connected to you first. And so from a game of politics, the image is much, much, much better. So have a mad day, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Business Bod. Cheers.